Welcome to Three Geeks Live! Welcome to Three Geeks Live podcast. My name is Jay, joined by Rondell, Philip, Mike, Dan, and special guest artist. You know him from The Scarlet Huntress, Sean Forney, friend of the show. How you doing today, Sean?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you guys?
Good. Did we throw you off with that intro?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, we like to have fun. That's how we roll. We got Rondell's head cut off here. So let me fix that real quick. All right, there we go. So, guys, this weekend is Ohio Comic-Con. So let's discuss that for a few minutes. What's everybody looking forward to the most? Let's go to you, Sean. What are you looking forward to the most?
Getting out of the house. No, I'm looking forward to meeting everybody and getting to see some friends I haven't seen in a while, and hopefully going and doing something after the show and having some fun in the evening at some point.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, there's so many celebrities coming. Will Friedle, I had it all planned to bring my daughters up to meet Will Friedle. You know, Eric Matthews from Boy Meets World. We're going to make a whole day of it. They were going to come up for the panel. He freaking canceled.
Oh. Yeah.
Brett Spiner canceled, so I'm waiting because whenever this happens, usually they have some last-minute announcements, so I'm kind of got my fingers crossed as to who those could be. Because there's one celebrity that has done the 3 dates before Columbus and the 3 dates immediately after Columbus, but skipped Columbus, and that kind of annoys me. But I'd really like Mr. Nathan Fillion, if you could just fill us in, that would be fantastic instead of skipping us.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I'll pay the $80 to meet you. I don't care. Philip, what are you looking forward to?
Just enjoy the con, do our panel, just to kind of get that interaction and kind of get that chance to chat with the audience and meet some new people. It looks like it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I just watched Watchmen for the first time because of our panel. That's a good movie.
I'm sorry you've missed out.
That was a really good movie. You have seen a movie I have. Good job, man. Mike, is this your first Comic-Con?
Yes, it is my first Comic-Con, and my first convention all around, with regards to this. So I'm looking forward to just kind of figuring stuff out because while we're going to be at the booth and all checking stuff out, I'm going to be kind of working on my own McG TV video project while we're there, and hopefully you guys can help me out with it too, and we can get some cool reactions or at least some good interactions, especially with cosplayers.
Oh, yeah. If you're a cosplayer and you're at OhioCon, please come sit down at our table. We want to interview you. We want to talk about it because I have the utmost respect for cosplayers. I didn't understand it until me and Max first started going 3 years ago, and it is an incredible world. Holy hell. Like, seriously, it's so fantastic, the costumes you guys come up with. Dan, I know we went to a con last year. Was that your first one?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you looking forward with this one? What's your expectations?
Basically running around like a bunch of idiots. Taking lots of pictures of cosplayers because it's fun. Finding some comics, BSing my way through our panel, and just roaming around the con.
Yeah, I had the whole keep it clean, Max, talk with Max about the panel, so we'll see how it works out. There's going to be children in attendance, and Max is very well aware of it.
You get Max's half-an-hour dissertation on the thing.
Oh, my God.
What day is your guys' panel?
Saturday at 4.
Saturday at 4? Okay, I was going to say Sunday's Kids Day. Sunday's Kids Day, and you'd really have to watch it then.
Yeah, we're competing with Shatner.
Oh, nice.
Oh, man.
Wow.
That should be fun. So one of the things I'm hoping to do is some celebrity interviews, and I've actually contacted the PR department at Wizard World, and it looks like Jason David Frank will sit down and talk to us. And I don't know if I want to say the other guy's name. I'm at this point where they claim it's 100%. We never want to say it's 100% because anything can happen in the world of a convention. They're on such tight schedules and stuff.
In the world where Eric Matthews is going to back out.
Yeah, in a world where Eric Matthews. But yeah, he's got filming probably with Girl Meets World. But hey, I watched the show, Family Man. Anyway, yeah, the other interview we have is Michael Rooker, and we're hoping to book Ralph Macchio and Dave Bautista was the other one I asked about.
Nice.
So hopefully, I didn't ask for Shatner. Now I'm kind of wishing I did with as quickly as they responded about the other ones. So, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Since we got a press booth, we're right by the men's restroom too. So if you walk in, turn left, go all the way down, we are
really
right
have to
next
be.
to the men's restroom. If that's not a perfect spot, I don't know what is. Like, seriously, it's
Seal of
fantastic.
quality right there.
But yeah, I got to finish my Firefly collection at this convention. The toys, the Legacy toys.
Oh, nice.
And I'm hoping to get some of my Power Ranger toys signed. Yes, I have Power Ranger toys. They're in the basement. Not ashamed. So you guys, anything else to add about the con? What's that? Are you coming, Rondo?
Probably on Sunday. Saturday I won't be able to.
Ooh, Sunday, awesome. Yeah, let us know if you come.
All right, definitely. Yep. After the game.
Sean, when's your panel?
Saturday at 12:30.
Okay, cool.
Cool. What's you want to give a quick description?
Yeah, it's basically myself and 3 other creators talking about the importance of Ohio in the comic industry and what it's like to work in Ohio when most of the publishers are East or West Coast. So we're going to cover a little bit of that stuff. And Jesse Noble, who runs Gem City Comic Con, is going to moderate it. And he's very knowledgeable on all the history of comics and a lot of the creators and stuff. So I think it'll be interesting. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Max, are you here with us, buddy? I see your picture. I think Max is working on logging in.
I'm Pseudo here. I'm in the car, as usual.
Max, what are you looking forward to the most at the con?
Comic books, man. I love going through, like, mounds and mounds and mounds of comic books. I can't wait. I just love being on the floor and checking out trades and all that good stuff. Saturday we have a panel.
What was that, Max?
I said there's this little panel that I'm kind of in on Saturday. I'm kind of looking forward to that. You want to push anything?
Yeah, we were just talking about that. How you're going to try to keep it clean for the kids.
I'm not going to try very hard, though.
I don't think anybody expected any less, buddy.
Well,
So, Sean,
it should be fun.
Sean, I got an interesting question for you about cons.
Okay.
So one of the biggest complaints I hear from like the core nerd group, which I think everybody at this table is a part of, is that the Wizard World has made the con more what's the right word?
Not about comics?
Like, yeah, it's more Hollywood, I guess, is the right word. How do you feel about that? Do you think it's more going in that direction? Because there's a lot less comic books, it seems, on the floor at these cons nowadays, and a lot more celebrities, or I don't really know how to explain it.
Yeah, you guys are totally on point with it. And that's a lot of complaint from a lot of comic fans in general. I agree with it to a point. Unfortunately, it's just kind of it's one of the fallbacks to promoters and wanting to bring in those larger numbers to keep the show bigger is you get a handful of celebrities that brings in a lot of people that wouldn't ordinarily go to a convention, and it brings in people off the street a lot of times because Wizard is definitely they're one of the bigger shows to do it, and they do it a little more frequently than everybody else, I think. And the thing I think that plays out well for them is like all this week I've been listening to the radio, and they've got commercials every couple of hours talking about the convention and so and so celebrity is going to be there and stuff. That's what gets the average Joe to come in off the street and drop $40-50 for a pass to get in for just a day. There's obviously drawbacks to it. And without trying to talk bad about anybody, because I'll be at the show obviously, and I'm not trying to knock it, but it does affect everybody when that ticket price is $40-50 to get in the door, and they're there to see, you know, let's say Bill Shatner or somebody, and you know it's $80 for that autograph. Well, they just blew over $100 and some dollars just for that one person, and Wizard does tend to get families to come in, so now you're talking, you know, 3 or 4 people walking through the door dropping $40 a pop, and then, you know, however many autographs they're going after. So that does tend to hurt some of the other people setting up at the show. So it creates an interesting dynamic that you know, is definitely not for everybody.
Yeah, it's actually the celebrities that pulled me into the convention circle. I went a few times before Max and I started going, and when I started going with Max in the mid, it was just a whole other experience, going to all the after parties, hanging out with people that are just like you. It is a good time. Like, I think we partied with a couple guys playing giant Jenga outside of a bar. Like, seriously, a bunch of nerds. Guy comes dressed as Tony Stark at a bar on High Street. There's no other time that's going to happen except for during Comic-Con. And it really is. It's one of those great experiences. I'm so looking forward to this convention tomorrow. It's going to be a tough night tonight, sleeping. I think we're heading down really early tomorrow.
Nice.
So, anything else to add, Max?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like how hyped up it's gotten. But again, I've just been, you know, on the other side of things where it's like, yeah, get William Shatner in here, get freaking Bruce Campbell, get all these people, like, you know. But I feel there's a delicate balance, and I don't think that Wizard World has crossed it just yet, where, you know, it's more about everything else than it is. I mean, I still feel like there's a good comic presence.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's get into some news, rumors. This is news. This is actually happening. This is something. This has been blowing up my Facebook, so we're going to talk about this first. It's not technically movie, TV, comic book, or video game news, but it's pop culture news. Facebook is getting a dislike button. I know Max is very excited about this dislike button. I can just see it now. Max is going to dislike everything. So everybody be ready for Max to hate on your statuses. Max, is this a good idea? Like, seriously.
I'm probably only going to dislike things that people put on my page, like, hey, don't put that crap on my page. But, you know, like, I feel like the dislike button is going to get way overused. Just because, you know, like, people should be like, oh, trolling and dislike everything. I'm not really about that. But, I mean, it'll be good to have just because, you know, if someone says something stupid on your page, you can just be like, hey, man, I don't like that. And you don't have to, like, just take it off the page entirely.
Yeah.
Also, I'm going to like every fucking thing under the sun.
Dan, Mike, your thoughts?
I always thought that Facebook already had a dislike thing. It's the I don't want your stream anymore. But, you know, when you friend somebody and then, you know, you get, like, piles of, you know, religious and or political dissertations every day, you just say no. So I'm on one hand I'm glad that I can not like these things again.
Mike?
Okay. Here's my thing ever since I heard about this news, is that I don't really know how much it is tying into the original intent of what Facebook started out as. For those of us who were there when Facebook was a little pioneer and that could and everything like that. Because it's something along akin to what YouTube is now, in the sense that, like, the reason there's dislike and like on YouTube is because you're putting your content out there to strangers as well as people who are familiar with your stuff, but ultimately out there to whoever can see it, whoever you want it to view as public. And that is actually okay because you're kind of asking for that. You're asking for that feedback in a way by just making your stuff public and allowing for likes and dislikes. With Facebook, where you've accepted friend requests, you've accepted these people who you apparently would know and be your friends and trust and so forth, to allow for a dislike button that they could abuse in a way, you'd probably be reevaluating some friendships at that point. Be like, are you just doing this just to annoy me or whatever? And that's the deal. It's like, if it's just anonymous disliking, but it's not anonymous because you'll know who's disliked at that point. So it's like, you're gonna probably have to reevaluate some friendships maybe after that. But what I like with some stuff is that there isn't a dislike, but then there's people who comment and say, I don't agree with that, or I don't like what you said about that, and then you get a discussion going.
Sure.
Whereas the dislike just cuts that all together. Yeah. People don't have to respond after that. They can, and I enjoy the conversation.
Yeah.
There's stuff politically, there's stuff spirituality-wise, and there's stuff, just personal belief stuff that I disagree with people on. But then I go on my way to explain why I disagree with them, and then you get into a healthy debate about it. And you're not damaging the friendship there. Whereas a dislike is just like, I'm just gonna do it to be a dick. Sure.
Yeah.
Soapbox. Gone.
Yeah, they say they're creating the dislike button for those sad statuses that you don't want to like, but you want to dislike it. But that's not why people are going to use it. And the one thing that kind of gets me is, there's a lot of, there shouldn't be, but there's a lot of younger people on Facebook, teenagers especially. Like, what if you get the depressed teenager who posts a status about their life and, they're picked on or whatever, and then all of their classmates dislike it? Isn't that something that's going to push that teenager over the edge?
It could seriously be along the lines of just another form of cyberbullying.
Okay, I'm sorry if I can't stand
Here it comes.
I'm sorry. Look, if people are hating on you, then just unfriend them, and you don't have to deal with their crap. And if they're going to spam you like that, then you can report them for all that crap anyway. It's getting a little ridiculous. I know people are jerks, but also, you can take it. It's just words.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I do.
I'm sorry.
It's been nice knowing you, Max.
Joe P.
I kid, buddy.
Joe P. writes in and says that Max will be spending the first day disliking everything until he is reported, probably by Joe P.
I can never dislike you, Joe P.
He's got like 2 likes. Joe P. and Pixels.
Sean, your thoughts on the whole dislike button as somebody who's actually a creator on Facebook?
I don't know. The way I look at it, isn't there enough people bashing and being negative on Facebook as is? I mean,
I know, right?
Now we need a button for people to go through and create more headaches. And yeah, I get it. You can go through and block people and all that, but that's probably going to be made available for public pages too, which I have one of those. So now I'm going to get every nut job going and disliking stuff because I didn't do something they wanted to see. I don't know. It's like with everything else, with everybody being like overly sensitive and everybody's offended by everything. This is going to be one more thing to prove that point.
No, I agree with you, Sean. Joe P. also writes, holy hell, I agree with Max. That is a 3 Geeks first. Joe has been listening to us since we started this thing, and I don't think they've agreed on anything except for the fact that they like it.
You know what, though? I'm Joe's biggest fan, and I am so proud that today I finally did something right.
All right. Rondell, your thoughts on...
Along the lines, essentially, I'm interested to see just how it affects conversation.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the key, especially when emojis come along. There's a lot of people, and I'm guilty of it, who won't actually write anything, just put an emoji and keep it moving. So I just wonder how many people will now, instead of actually elaborating or giving an opinion and developing a conversation about a topic, will just dislike and now it'd be just a challenge of who can get the most likes or dislikes.
You know what? That's a good point. Like, how lazy have we gotten that we just thumbs up and thumbs down something? Like, we can't just have a healthy debate. I don't get it. Philip, your thoughts?
Yeah, so I didn't understand when they said you didn't want to like a status. I was like, can't you just type in something? So it's like, no, I mean, so like say like something bad happens to somebody. They said this is the reason why they created it. And I was like, why can't you just say condolences for whatever happened? Why do you have to like or dislike the status? Why can't you
just ignore it?
Or that too.
Right? Like Facebook should be a handful of rabid wolves.
Well, that's what it already is. What do you mean?
I just want to do all 3 on all of Max's statuses. I want to like it, I want to dislike it, and I want to comment because Max loves that more than anything in the world.
And then whoever views it will be like,
okay, no, you're being a dick. You're being a dick.
You're being a dick.
Not do not like something and then comment on it. Either like it or comment on it. Why do I gotta get 73 notifications? I know you liked it. You said.
Hey Max, I'm gonna like your next comment and comment on it. I agree.
Yeah, eat dick.
Then I'm gonna like my comment that I made.
About your comment that you have not liked or disliked. Yeah.
All of you are getting dropped. All of you.
And I will dislike all of your replies.
Look at that, Max. You got Rondell yelling at you.
Thank goodness
My
this isn't
ears
a-
cannot actually hear anything Rondell says.
All right, moving on.
See it now.
The director for Gambit has dropped out.
Dislike.
Yes!
There it is.
It's just, it's another thing. Bryan Singer seems to be the only director that Fox doesn't mess with. And this guy probably saw what happened with the Fantastic Four and was just like, I don't want this headache. I am moving on. Because he is another director that's up and coming, and you know that they are going to bully the crap out of this poor director. So I'm not really super surprised. Mike, you look like you have something to say?
I mean, it just depends. I mean, because I actually just finished up writing my quote-unquote review / nerd rant about this for Never Ending Radical Dude. It wasn't, because ultimately you can just watch my vlog over at my site to see what I thought of the Fantastic Four.
YouTube.com/MikeBigGTV.
Spoilers, it sucked. But ultimately, it's a combination of both things. It's a combination of, yes, studio interference, definitely, but also, like, it depends on your director, how eccentric, how dedicated to their own particular vision of something. Like, doing some research for the article and so forth, reading about some of the stuff that Josh Trank allegedly did or allegedly didn't do, like not have an ending in mind for the movie. It's kind of a big one. But, I mean, it just depends on the director and, how they're able to work within the system, which is why, Marvel, ultimately the biggest hullabaloo they had over about the Marvel stuff was the Edgar Wright thing, and we're not even talking about that anymore so much because Ant-Man came out and it was fun.
Yeah.
It's just like, but Marvel clearly has their plan in place and clearly has a vision in mind, and if you're willing to play ball and be able to work within that vision and still be creative, good for you, but, just bring Gambit to the big screen, please.
Sean?
I don't even know what to think of this. I read it a little bit ago, and I agree with what everybody's saying with the whole thing, and the studio's probably bullying and pushing their agenda or whatever on the guy, and wanting to jump ship. I get it. I don't know. I wasn't too thrilled with the idea of the movie anyway. I like Gambit, but the idea of Channing Tatum as Gambit just doesn't work for me. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm indifferent about the whole Channing Tatum as Gambit thing. See, I'm not a huge Channing Tatum fan, but I really liked him in 21 and 22 Jump Street, but that doesn't really translate well into Gambit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've seen clips of Foxcatcher. I haven't seen the movie yet. Shame to say, because I've heard it's really good, but I've heard he is actually really good in that movie. And if the guy is truly becoming a better actor, then sure, he could probably pull off Gambit now, but the evidence as far as G.I. Joe and stuff goes, it doesn't really show that it's what we're going to get, a good Gambit movie. And Fox's track record, for me personally, I like what they've done with the X-Men mostly, probably 50-50. And they haven't done good with Fantastic Four. It looks like they're doing everything right with Deadpool, but, Gambit, it scares me with all because they've had behind-the-scenes issues, too, from Channing's contract, now with the director leaving. It looks like another Fantastic Four debacle waiting to happen. Dan, any thoughts on?
Not really. I mean, I still want Benicio del Toro with a lightsaber as Gambit. That's what I want. But, I mean, when I first heard about this, I thought they were going to screw it up anyway, and now they don't have a director, so there you go.
Rondell, your thoughts? Any thoughts on this project? How do you feel
You
that
get
they've
my
handled
usual
X-Men?
Rondell answer. I don't care.
How do you feel? How do you feel with how they've handled the X-Men and Fantastic Four and some of their other properties?
X-Men I've liked. I actually haven't seen the new Fantastic Four. The previous ones, I mean, they're all right. I mean, it wasn't like, oh, those were great movies. You got to watch this. But
Have you watched them recently?
yeah, probably within the past 6 months.
I watched the first one again recently. It was funnier than I remember.
Yeah.
A lot funnier than I remember. I don't know if some of that was supposed to be there. It was a lot funnier. Philip, any?
Yeah, so I don't know. It's going to be interesting just to see what happens because when there's generally this much turmoil, movies do not usually turn out very well at all. So it's almost a wonder, and it's supposed to be starting, I think I remember, 2016, early 2016 for shooting?
Yeah.
I was like, how are they going to deal with all this? And how are they going to end up with a movie that's actually any good? Otherwise, I guess they'll end up with, maybe, I guess their goal is mediocre crap. If you can push out mediocre crap, it looks better than the Fantastic Four.
Right. They're trying to use the Phantom as like their
Always about the
measuring stick. Sorry, I just have very strong views about the Phantom because I went to see it when I was a teenager, and the best I could come up with was,
Hashtag Billy Zane for Gambit.
There you go.
I saved Max for last about this. Max, go ahead.
You know, I really honestly couldn't be happier about it. I hope this whole idea just goes right down the toilet. Fox doesn't know how to handle the genre, and I want all the bad things to happen to their movies because until they decide to change how they're doing it, then why should anyone care? You know, I'm glad the director's gone. I hope the sound guy goes next. You know, I hope that. They're committed to making crap. They're absolutely 100% balls in for making crappy movies, and even like their best, the new X-Men movies could be hailed as their best work. It's not good. So yeah, so I'm happy the director found some sense and he jumped ship. I hope that Channing Tatum decides that, like maybe he can't use this check, he can go get another check, and I hope he bails too, and then like maybe they'll just be like, well, maybe we shouldn't be making these movies.
Just so everybody knows, tomorrow or on Saturday at 4 o'clock we're doing a panel, and we will be discussing X-Men: Days of Future Past, a movie that Max absolutely hates, and me and my cousin Philip absolutely love. Mike and Dan, where do you stand on that movie, real quick?
First off, Max, dislike, but comment, I respectfully disagree with you. Love you, buddy. Honestly, I thought
we're unfriended.
Oh, this is gonna make the weekend awkward.
why just like that? It's an avalanche.
Days of Future Past, I thought was okay. There's stuff about it, and I just couldn't help but feel the fact that it was kind of sweeping up Ratner-sized turds that occurred years before. Like that's why the movie was made, was because Bryan Singer's like, let's steer the ship back on course for this. I thought it was fine. I had nothing against like the performances in it at all or anything like that. It wasn't really the most faithful adaptation of that story that they could have done, but for what it worked for in that universe, and we'll probably get into this in the panel too, but it's like with regards to adaptation and what works with the universe that's established in that franchise, I thought it was fine. It wasn't anything stellar, but it was fine.
Dan, real quick, what were your thoughts on Days of Max?
Yeah, nah, dude. No, there's no way.
Max, save it. Max, save it. We got a panel. We got a
Please come to the panel on Saturday. Please come to the panel on Saturday. I'm going to tear that movie a new asshole.
PG-13, sir.
Dan, have you seen Days of Future Past yet?
I plead the fifth because I have not.
Dan will be watching it
tonight.
All right, we're going to move on to Scott Glenn is returning as Stick in Daredevil. And now, Max, since I hit you with a topic that you hated, I'm going to let you have one that we know you like. So go ahead and lead this off.
Yeah, man, Scott Glenn's back. I love it. That Daredevil show is so freaking awesome. The first season had everything I wanted in it. I mean, there's very little complaints to be made about the show. Jessica Jones is coming out, so I'm excited to see that. But yeah, I hope everybody stays with it and comes back for the next season, or for however long this thing goes. Because Daredevil was so good. If they keep up that level of quality, then they've got my money for sure. Unlike
Sean?
Gotham, which I'm not watching.
Sean, your thoughts?
I'm excited about it. I liked what did we get? 1 episode or 2 episodes of him? I thought it was great. I'd like to see him return and see a little bit more of the whole subplot that he was tied into, that whole, I forget what they were referring to it as, a war or whatever they were calling it. But yeah, I'd love to see where that goes.
Awesome. Thank you.
It was just 1 episode, and they're called The Hand.
Is that what they were? Is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Sean didn't watch it 47 times like you did, Max.
Right.
No, I only watched it once while I was working on commissions, so I kind of caught half of it.
It's all right. I only watched it once.
I'm not hating on him. I'm just informing the guy. I mean, obviously, I'm a little more learned about the Daredevil show than most.
That's what we're calling it.
Oh!
Yeah, that's what we're calling it. I mean, if I wasn't a 100% complete and total nerd, why would I be on this podcast?
I like it. Taking ownership, Max. Taking ownership.
Dan?
Yeah, that's cool. I want to see what the big scary guy is, the hand stuff. I mean, I guess I'll take the old blind guy with it.
Mike?
That's cool to me. I like that episode, and yeah, I like the dynamic between him and Matt Murdock. Very much like disappointed father syndrome. So it would be interesting to kind of see how that again, yeah, like you said, Max, blow up into the subplot with a hand, or with whatever coming mystic battle maybe on the horizon, which hopefully introduces your Iron Fist.
Yeah.
All right, we got Joe P. Hell has froze over. I completely agree with Max again. It was a fantastic series. I think Vincent D'Onofrio made the show.
Yes.
I agree with you. And up until episode 4, when the episode that focused on him primarily.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to think of the character, and then the show Daredevil went from good to great the second we got the Kingpin-centric episode, because from there on it was great television. And then Joe goes on to say, I hate him and everything else he has ever been in, but he was this show. His role was perfect.
Oh, you didn't like him as military dude in Jurassic World?
He was
also
good
crazy
in
guy.
Full Metal Jacket.
Full Metal
There
Jacket.
you go. Come on. Joe P. Full Metal Jacket. Come on, buddy.
Dislike Joe, dislike.
Looks like Joe's turning into Max, though, a hater. Just kidding, buddy. We love
Hey
you.
now, hey now.
All right.
No one can replace Max, Jason.
Don't you go insulting Joe P by comparing him to me.
Oh, man. Rondell, your thoughts on this?
I enjoyed Stick's character. I'm actually looking forward to seeing more of him. So, good move.
Awesome. Philip, sorry.
Yeah. No, it's all good.
Got anything
I
to
was
add?
going to butt in before you finished your topic. But no, so I really enjoyed him in it. I just kind of took it as a guarantee that he was coming back, just because it was so well done. The subplot seemed like it was actually written with a point that they have something planned for the future. So I was kind of surprised by this, the fact that it wasn't a guarantee. I'm excited to know he's actually back.
I hear some movement.
Yeah,
going
I'm
on.
thinking Max is going to be in studio.
Is Max almost here? All right. Anyway, moving on to DC has stressed again, which they've said from the beginning, their television and movie universes are separate. They're not going to cross over with, Man of Steel or Batman v Superman or any of the other movie properties, and the movies will not cross over with the television shows. And I'm okay with that, because of that, we get good writing. No offense to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I know a lot of people like it. My problem with the show is it spins its tires a lot because it has to wait for the movies to catch up with them, so they can't progress their story forward as something like a Flash, Arrow, Gotham, and like they're going to be able to do with Supergirl and all these other shows. They can actually tell the story that they want to tell, whether it's good or bad. They can push their stories forward, and I think it's a good move to keep the universes separate. So that's where I'm at with this. Max, you've got an echo because you're standing right next to us.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, mute the. There you go. Perfect.
Yay.
All right, Sean, your thoughts?
I don't know. I'm torn. I like the TV shows. I love Flash, and I unfortunately have missed like the last whole season of Arrow, so I have not caught up. But I enjoyed what I was watching it. I'm not too thrilled with some of the actors that they've chosen for some of the roles, like for Flash and for some of the other characters. I thought it would have been nice to see those guys jump into the movie and jump into that universe, but that's it's not what they want to do. So see where it goes.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I agree with you. Dan?
Yeah. What are we talking about again?
Shit on the cheers.
No, the shared universe is okay. Or the unshared universe, I don't know. I mean, you know where I stand on Superman and how they drag him through a bunch of crap. I don't really care. I don't think DC has the vision that Marvel has, but their movies seem to still make money.
I think DC is finally starting to put their picture together, and I'm hoping that with Batman v Superman, it will confirm that DC really is trying to know what they are doing, and Max has decided to play camera from a different angle. That is what we're dealing with here. That's why Dan forgot the topic for a second. Max is literally very distracting individual sometimes. Philip, I know you're a big fan of the DC television shows for the most part. What are your thoughts?
As I get an uncomfortable close-up.
Extreme close-up.
You gotta move it in and out.
But, there you go. Oh my god.
Max, we have audio video viewers that, or listeners, audio listeners.
Well, yeah,
Like
they are getting a great show right now.
But, okay. As far as the shared universe, I think it will serve the shows better in that way, because I agree with you, Jason, that S.H.I.E.L.D. a lot of times had its hands tied. And unless they're going to like take some interesting angles with it, I don't really see any need to actually share the movie and TV universes. I think it's better, and I think it'll allow more interesting and more creativity as far as the television shows, because then they can explore things. They can even explore the same character.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Like, so I watched the pilot of Supergirl, and Rondell did too, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I don't think it was terrible. It's miles better than Gotham was. But the one thing that did irritate me about Supergirl is they would show Superman, but they had a glare so you couldn't see his face, or from a distance, or they mentioned him so many times. I don't understand. If DC is going to keep two universes, why can't the television universe have a Batman and a Superman? Like, why can't we get a Batman on TV? You know how awesome it would be to have an actual Batman? Batman has some of the best villains in the world, and in the movie universe, we're recycling the same villains over and over again. It's like, give us a television series. Let us explore some of these cool other villains. Yes, Dan?
We have a Batman series. He's just like 12 years old. He listens to really, really bad, like, emo metal, and apparently he just found the Batcave.
Rondell, your thoughts on this?
I essentially, well, my experience with Marvel, I've actually, I was excited for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't watch it anymore.
Oh man, so was I, because with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they're like, Joss Whedon is writing, he's directing, he's doing this, he's doing that. Then you find out it's Joss Whedon's second cousin's brother's uncle that's actually doing the show, and Joss Whedon has nothing to do with it.
Joss Whedon's sleeping on the couch.
That really, it disappointed me.
Like, he went out of his way to even say, like, oh, what's happening in the TV world. doesn't have any impact on us.
Yeah,
they did.
that's another thing that makes me think that eventually Marvel is just going to separate the two, because if you ask anybody with the movie universe, they're just like, yeah, we don't bother with the TV. So the TV universe goes out of their way to fit with the movies, and the movies just ignore the TV show even exists.
I mean, Samuel Jackson's been on the TV show. So
Samuel Jackson
you
wants to
can't
get paid. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah,
but now we
Samuel
don't watch it,
Jackson's
so I missed it. Oh, wow, it's really messing me up. You can't claim that it's not the same universe when you have the guy show up in. So, oh, no, I'm sorry. Is that alternate universe of Samuel L. Jackson is actually the same Samuel L. Jackson only because it's Samuel L. Jackson? Is that how it works?
I gotta say, this is fun. It's just fun having everybody here. I wish Sean was here too. It would be fantastic. But I'm done with my portion of this. Philip, you got anything? I know you were in a car all day today to make it here. So,
So I mean, I have no up-to-date news, but at least I can tell you about the games that came out this week. Forza 6 got released on Tuesday.
That's actually a lot of fun. I played that demo.
So there you go. If you get an endorsement by Max, that actually means it's entertaining. Exactly. Like, no disliking. But and as well the Taken King, which is basically not quite an expansion, almost like a sequel. It's the new model Destiny's trying to run, where it's actually going to increase the level. It's MMO. That's the best way to go with it, because they're eventually going to release Destiny 2. I believe that's next year. So they're on an every 2-year cycle. They're going to actually, so that way they can increase the graphics, right? Make the graphics better, make the world larger. That's why.
Well, just because I know they said it's like we got 10 years worth of content just for Destiny in its own.
Well, the world.
The world, okay.
Yeah. So whether or not, I mean, I guess they could try and expand upon it, but I think at some point when you keep adding expansions, you start to, I mean, I think World of Warcraft released where they had to recompile the source code and then release it all together. Now, whether or not they could do that digitally, I think they would, but with the way the market is today for most gamers, see, they don't want to be forced to, only do digital.
But you're on a console, which means you have to sell the owners of that console a game every year. It's like Call of Duty. so next year, Destiny 2, they'll give you a bunch of bonus crap, and then the year after that, Destiny 3. They don't even really have to change anything.
This is true.
They just make it,
I mean, it's up to Bungie, but there was a lot of, as much as the hype was there, a lot of people that played. So I played the beta, and then when I actually got the game, I was like, oh, it's not that much bigger than the beta. Oh, I completed the story in about 5 hours. What the hell? Do I need to grind for about 40? Yes, you do.
I was actually going to ask you guys about, you and Dan specifically about this, like, due to the fact that, Destiny did have kind of that very much, as much as people were enthusiastic, there was a lot of, community backlash on it, too, and being like, well, we got the extra now for this expansion pack and so forth, and everything like that.
So it was kind of sold as an MMO, so for those people that are used to the MMO model, it was okay, because they're like, well, I don't have to pay monthly, and so if I have to expand every so often, it's okay, but the issue wasn't there. It was the people that love the first-person shooter that respect Bungie, those people that got involved were like, wait, what is this? That was the people. So that's my perspective. That's what I didn't really like, because I was like, oh, I thought it would be MMO, but I didn't think it would be hardcore MMO where you've only got 4. I think maybe at best. I think somebody said maybe 20 hours of original gameplay in the game, where if you do all the raids, but you have to level up to even get to those things. So yeah, there was some backlash. I mean, I don't know what your experience was, Dan.
I think the main problem was that people felt that they ripped out part of the story just to sell them, back that later. I think that's the biggest part of that. It's like they felt gypped because you end up. It's like when you go out and you buy the new Street Fighter game and it's got already blank things. But you got to pay $5 for that dude, to fill out the little portrait. So every time you turn it on, it's like, oh, I'm missing 5 guys. I could pony up the $25 for it, or just not care. But when you rip out a story, that's what pisses people off.
Yeah, and I agree with you. It felt very empty, but I wasn't sure if that was because of their model or if they literally rushed this out the door at the end, because Activision is on the hook for a lot of money. There is a lot of turmoil going on. Yeah. Because the lead sound designer has been with Bungie since they did Halo left.
Yeah.
And heavy turmoil. So there is a lot of drama going there because Activision's on the hook for, God, I don't even remember. I think it was was it like $100 million just for the universe that they had to create? Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
And so they have to make a lot of money back. So you're going to see this, whether it's good, bad, or shitty, it's going to be coming out every year.
Whatever keeps Paul McCartney making music, I guess, too.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting. I've heard that, and also there was another thing, like I'll talk about the Taken King, like for the people that want to get involved, it's cool if you're a new gamer, but if you were involved in the original like myself and you only got to say level 15 or level 18, there is a thing that you can upgrade your character to level 40, but the problem is you can't use your existing character. So you have to create a new character and use that, and I'm like, they need to fix that. I haven't learned more about it because I was on the road today, because they were going to start talking about it after it got released. Because I was curious about that, because I was like, that's going to create more backlash. Oh, hey, yeah, we know you invested 15 hours into this game, but throw that away. Here, start a new character and enjoy a new story.
That's always fun, right?
Yeah.
At least with Mass Effect, they let us out of like 3 games before they let us down.
Oh, God, yes.
Mass Effect 2 is still one of my favorite games of all time.
I love the first two. I enjoyed the first two a
The
lot.
first one is just nigh unplayable.
No, it's not that. So the first
I had
one,
a funny little roly thing. I love that.
Stupid little roly thing. I feel the same way about that thing as people feel about like the Batmobile in the latest Arkham Knight game.
okay, I can understand that. Yeah, I mean, the first one was a true RPG. I mean, it just happened to be first person. The shooting wasn't all that great.
Not at all.
It was you were in searching worlds, and that's what I liked about it at first. It was like a space RPG, and I was like, okay, this is cool. The second one, I agree with you, was a lot more fun, and the story was more engaging because it took less time to actually get you.
I mean, like, it's a great story in the first one. I just think
Sure.
you can't play the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, the mechanics of the game make it terrible.
Okay, I respect that, man.
I
And
still
then-
wouldn't like the third one until the ending.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I will agree with you. They just said, have fun.
yeah. Who's this kid? And there's a
But yeah, that's pretty much it as far as I've got for video game news. I don't know if you have anything, Dave. No Nintendo news. Okay.
Max?
All right. Oh my goodness, there it is again. All right. I'm sorry. It's just a little bit behind coming through here, so I hear everything twice. Saga, the trade paperback, finally came out. This is the latest one by Brian K. Vaughan. It is awesome. I love this whole series. It's been good the entire time, and I suggest you go pick it up like I did, because yeah, this is Saga still. It's really good. I'm having a lot of fun. It's a space opera kind of like epic thing, and it's just nothing you've ever seen before, and there's lots of crazy characters in there. And go pick it up. Start with number 1, obviously, but we're on number 5 now, and it's still good. So yeah, get that one.
Awesome. Is that all, Max?
Yeah, that's all I got.
All right, cool. Thank you for tuning in. Check out Sean.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I got one more thing.
Sorry.
I'm totally unprepared. Never mind.
it's the pre-con jitters.
Yes!
Don't worry, guys. When Max tears Days of Future Past a new asshole, he will not be ready for it. So.
Well, I mean, like, I can wake up and do that. That's,
All right.
I just wait and watch the movie until after he
No. You have to have an opinion.
just understand that it's terrible.
Again, thank you for joining us, Sean. You've got a revolving door anytime you want to come on to promote something. Do you want to plug your website and stuff?
Website is SeanForney.com. Let's see, Instagram, Tumblr, and Twitter are all Sean Forney Art, and Facebook is Sean Forney Illustration. And I'll be set up at A43 at Wizard World this weekend.
A43. Did they tell you where we're at?
Yeah,
I told you.
Yeah, right next to the bathroom. The men's room.
Men's
Yeah, we're
room.
gonna get involved with
Men's room.
traffic.
That's right. But yeah, I'm sure you'll see us hanging around Sean's table and vice versa. We're hoping to do some live
The
podcasting.
smell will probably drive us to Sean.
Yeah, Sean is like on the other side of where we are.
Yeah, where the fresh air is.
Back up,
Where the
let's
fresh
go.
air is. We are Mike, actually, with youtube.com/Mike McGTV. We'll be filming a lot of video and stuff on the floor. Do you want to talk about that real quick?
I mentioned it a little bit earlier. Just a couple of things. If you're a cosplayer, be on the lookout for a dead shot with someone following him with a camera.
That'd probably
with
be
a
Max.
particular song. With a particular song probably playing while he's walking around.
It's gonna be fun. We've all heard it, and it was good. Like, yeah, it was really good. Next week starts our weekly television recaps with Heroes Reborn, and I think the week after that, Flash and Arrow start, which Max is doing. Dan is doing Gotham, I believe Dan said.
Oh yeah.
Philip is doing Blacklist, which premieres next week, I think.
October.
Okay, 2 weeks. And some form of us will be doing Ash versus the Evil Dead as well. So we got a lot of new shows coming to our channel. Mike and Dan just started a show called Shaolin Couch.
Who?
Max and Dan, sorry.
This
Max, Max and Dan have started a show called Shaolin Couch. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great night.